it won't stop going up. Silver and gold is blowing the roof off of all-time highs, or at least certain period time highs. Silver is approaching an all-time high, and gold, I believe, is at an all-time high. And what inspired me to make this video was I actually picked up 2 new silver eagles today. I wasn't planning on it. I was at the flea market. I was doing some bartering and trading, and I actually got both of these a few dollars below spot. And what's great about a lot of these NGC slabs is you can type in the serial numbers and the grade and confirm that they are actually real, and it gives you the date of the coin. So I don't worry about acquiring something like this from a flea market like I would some type of Morgan or Peace dollars or other silver, because there's so many counterfeits on the market. And normally I would not buy silver when it was this high. The opportunity presented itself. Again, I was doing some bartering. I came home with them, but that begs the question: is silver too high right now to purchase for the average person? Is gold too high right now to purchase for the average person? And are you still dollar cost averaging the market? Now, I bought most of my silver when it was 14 an ounce, so it pains me incredibly to pay this much or even consider trade value this much for a silver eagle when I was easily grabbing them for $20 an eagle, $6 over spot when it was 14 an ounce, and I could get as many as I wanted. Now, since then, it's been up, it's been down, and for a while there, when it was $25 to $30 an ounce, I just didn't buy any because I bought so much at $14 an ounce, and there's only so much money coming home every day in my paycheck that I can buy things with. And with family, vacations, the other channels, keeping the channels going, I just stopped buying silver because I thought I had plenty. Looking back on my stack, I still feel like I have a lot of silver and I want to get into it again, but silver's not just one of those things you can pick up and drop off. In fact, I made a video about a year ago talking about how I'm going to hold off on purchasing silver for a while and buy other things. Buy low, sell high, but here I am acquiring 2 more eagles. Now, for me, I'm not at the point where I'm going to leverage large parts of my portfolio to invest in silver because I'm not quite sure how much more it can go up. I read a lot of people talking about $100 an ounce silver or $150 an ounce silver and the gold to silver ratio, which we'll talk about in a second. But it's always difficult to leverage other assets that seem to be performing really well in other areas and then throw them into something that seems to be approaching an all-time high. I really want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, this is definitely not financial advice. For me, I just love getting into this stuff. I probably need to pop this out of here and just kind of use it as a coin. But I love getting a lot of these different items. I love kind of going to the flea markets, buying, bartering, and trading. And that's where I bought my first silver eagle. From there, I actually used Provident Metals a lot and purchased a ton of my silver when it was 14 an ounce. Just because it was super easy. It was very trusted. You could buy large quantities of silver, get it delivered, and not worry about it. You were paying a slight premium, but you knew it was real. The flea markets have been just destroyed with fake silver lately. Fake silver eagles, fake Morgans, fake Peace dollars. The list goes on. Definitely fake gold. It's crazy. Thankfully, there are a lot of things out there like these graded coins that you can run the serial numbers on and check. And a lot of companies are doing that now with their gold pieces. So when I am buying from a place like a flea market or an individual, I only buy slabbed products that I can actually certify and check. Or you can take things to a coin shop and get checked. Now, for me, I think silver is still a good value considering the silver to gold ratio. Right now, that gold to silver ratio is 90 to 1, meaning it takes 90 silver 1 ounce rounds to equal 1 ounce of gold. And historically, that generally hovers around 60 to 65, but it's been as low as 12 to 1 in ancient times. Now, for me, I think if the gold-silver ratio gets back down to 60 to 1, I may try to acquire some gold because I don't have a ton of gold in the collection. I think I have 1 5-gram bar, 1 10th ounce gold round, and the little odds and ends of scrap gold. So not a lot of gold. I'd love to acquire at least 1 ounce gold coin. I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys, if you guys have a 1 ounce gold coin in your collection. That's just always been a dream of mine to have. Now, I can easily gather 90 silver rounds or 95 for like to cover the premium, walk to my local coin dealer and swap it out. But I feel like that would be irresponsible because that 90 to 1 ratio is insane. It should be back down to 65 to 1. So do I see silver climbing a little bit more? Yes. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you should go out and rush and buy silver. I still think silver is a value and is a good deal, but it's very hard for me to justify buying a ton more when I already have a lot invested at 14 an ounce. Honestly, I think if somebody is getting into this for the first time and still wanting to get silver, it's not a bad deal, especially because of the gold silver ratio. But I would suggest dollar cost averaging. If you get in now and silver goes down, don't feel like you got burned. Just keep buying at a deal. If silver plummets to $10, I will not be sad. I will just buy a ton at $10. If silver goes up to $100, I will not be sad. I will probably just slow my roll and again grab an eagle occasionally as it goes up and just dollar cost average the market, because for me, silver is a hedge against inflation. This is not really necessarily about silver and gold. It's about the weakening US dollar. Silver is not necessarily going up. It's maintaining its value while the dollar is going down. The U.S. printed records amount of dollars during the COVID time, and that caused inflation to go through the roof, and people went into hard assets. The stock market climbed, crypto climbed, silver climbed. But right now, I think things are a little bit tumultuous, and people are going back to safe havens, which is gold. Gold is going through the roof, but silver is also a very limited commodity, and it's also used in industrial type applications, collecting applications, and it's very easy to store value. So I still feel like silver has a potential huge upside, but I also feel like it's a little bit, potentially on a downside. If the economy starts to turn down, if people have confidence in other things, or maybe the market turns around, or the market's doing pretty darn good actually, but maybe people's perception of the financial institutions and of the US dollar turns around, silver could see a decrease again. For me, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do, and you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I think I'm actually going to stick with slabbed graded eagles right now because I can easily check their authenticity. There's a couple people that I know sell them for right at spot, which I feel like is a very good value. If I needed to flip them around, the Silver Eagle is a very recognizable round. It's not super fractional where I have to worry about counting out, 100 dimes of 90% silver. And I'm at the point in my life where I just like the way they look. I love the collectability of them. I love having them in this little case and reading out the dates and forming collections. So not only am I collecting silver or hedging against inflation, but I'm getting a little cool piece. And honestly, I'm probably not going to sell it anyways. Maybe if silver hits $200 an ounce and something else is a real bargain, I may liquidate a couple eagles here and there and, try to get into something else. But honestly, I'll probably just keep this until I'm gone from here and pass it to my kids. But I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. 1, do you own any gold, or are you more silver heavy? And 2, are you still buying silver and dollar cost averaging the market, or have you just stopped right now, or maybe you're just starting? I'd just love to hear it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let's all be respectful and polite and kind to each other, but let's use this as a community forum and talk about silver for a little bit. Always something new. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.